What's up, everyone? So before I get into my rant, I don't have a passport, right? And I want to ask the Haitian people and the Venezuelan people who just recently got deported if they had passports. Because if they did, I'm not gonna waste my money and time getting a passport. Because I'm 100% well aware that I want to say in the 60s, the 50s, 70s, Puerto Rican people were in the same boat. It was illegal in a federal sense to fly the Puerto Rican flag. Okay. And there was a lot of things in Puerto Rico that was happening at that time on the island that the government don't want to talk about. I mean, real evil, Nuremberg trial type of evil. Anyways, I guess you're right. You're right. Christianity was here before America. If you brought Christianity with you and you considered yourself to be great because of this religion, that's the only reason why you allow yourself to be called great. Okay? It's because you hold on to a religion to mentally allow yourself to develop amnesia to the sins you caused in the past. That's what you do. And I'm taking a shower. Voice is like, tell them I said they so great. Why did they need slaves? Why do you need slaves now? And listen, I mean this in the sense of let's erase the color for a minute. Okay? This is for all intents and purposes, conspiracy theory only, this is witchcraft. This is the mind. Okay. And when I say separate color, it goes into if I went into a cult, right? You more or less not worried about my ethnicity. You're not worried about my history, my background. You more or less what were you thinking? What was your initial thought when you entered this mentality? And it's the same thing now. There are two forces here that forced white people to believe. And I don't even want to keep calling you guys white. I don't respect it. I don't want to call black people black because I don't respect that either. I know what it is and I know what it means. I know where it came from. And I know the definition they use behind it. No, I'm not doing it. It's not happening anymore. But nonetheless, it's because of these definitions that you're lost the way you are. It's a cult mentality. You allowed yourself to develop this mentality with help. You understand? That's one of the reasons why, I don't want to say all my family, but I could say all my family. I got some family that's a part of that paid in full lifestyle, and the other rest of the family just sit there and they just condone it and look the other way like the Vatican Church. And I realized through one of my family members being a Christian, I gotta love everybody equally. I know Americans don't love everybody. So with that being said, there's something that all three religions have in common when it comes to the reason why I'm not affiliating myself with either one. Because these religions are so entitled, they force people to believe that animals were below us. I didn't get where I got by believing I was above the animals. I put myself underneath. Why? Because if you look at the food chain, they call it, right? They got humans at the top and all the animals at the bottom. I know it's backwards. The English language backwards, that's backwards. We are not at the top of the food chain. I seen thugs run from mice and bees. I don't want to hear it. Alright? I seen grown men run from garbage snakes, you name it. But that's beside the point. You understand? Remember I told you all the reasons why I hold the staff? Not only because it's ancient. And Son of the Voice told me about principalities and invincible principalities. We were created from the earth. So was the staff. And the beautiful thing about these two things that the voice taught me is when the principalities are blind, we see at 10%, they see at 10% too. So when they see me walking with a staff, they have the same mentality as animals, as bears and wolves, and my dog. I notice when I walk with her with a staff, she respects me more. Because they can't differentiate between us and the staff. As far as they concerned, our height increased because we held the staff in our hands. That's why they say when you go like this and you put yourself like this in the position in front of a bear and make yourself look large, it makes them flee. It's the same thing with the staff. Principality gonna see two people walking together, not understanding that we're two separate entities. And instead of possessing you, it possesses the staff. Okay. Think of the phone being a demonic opposite. You can't put the phone down. You can't leave it anywhere. You lose your mind, your anxiety run high. That's where your world is. It's inside of this false reality. It's the same way. Another reason why I hold the staff is because I understand we're electrical creatures. All that anger you feeling it's the power inside of you. They gave you this English language, like we got power. You look at religion, everybody's shooting fire out their hands and splitting mountains and oceans. We have that same energy inside us, but they forced us to forget this power. Now we just got raging power inside of us. That's where the staff comes into play. And you got to think of this in the sense of like electrical / human or electrical poles, right? You know, when you got a plug and you got two prongs, it's not as safe as the third prong, right? Humans are 2-prong or 4-prong creatures because we got 4 limbs. Animals have 5. The tail. This is our tail. Okay. And another thing the boy said that I forgot to mention is, you know, the English language is backwards. If we use I call them family. We call them family all the time. We have to use our earthly brothers and sisters in order to make the connection, which is like wolf is flow. Their cousin, the dog backwards, is God. And they did that on purpose. Because what does a dog do? It goes to fetch the stick. That was something the old prophets taught the dogs. Like, go and fetch my staff so I can get to work. It's why the dog follows the man everywhere. They waiting for him to pick the staff back up. That's why a dog gonna get the stick, give it to you. Like, here, take the staff in your hand. And he's just like, oh, he likes sticks. Like,